and welcome back to another episode of Discipline Stoners.
I'm your host, Ellevan.
My name is Winnie.
And today,
Discipline Stoners! The gateway drug to mindfulness.
Gateway drug to mindfulness. Let's roll one up and take a hit. Gateway drug to mindfulness. Let's roll one up and take a hit. Gateway drug to mindfulness.
it's cool. It's a cool thing for me to hear.
And welcome back to another episode of Discipline Stoners.
I'm your host, Ellevan.
My name is Winnie.
And we are the gateway drug to mindfulness. And today, it's us. And we're going to start with a joint rolling.
Yeah, we're going to start with a roll-off, we've decided.
Rolling.
I think it's pretty clear who is going to win. But we're just going to do it anyways and see what happens. So both our papers.
Ready? Just from this point on.
From this point on? Okay, hold on.
And what?
Is there enough weed in here for both of us?
There's enough weed between these two things.
Okay.
And we each got our own grinder and our own papers and our own chopsticks.
All right.
Whoever gets the lighter at the end to light it, we'll do that. Okay. Ready? Shout out Nugs for hitting us with this tribal. Shout out Dankcraft for hitting us with that. Ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 6, go. Oh, do we even have fucking filters? Filka fish?
Oh man, I chose the wrong.
Get us some filters too.
Oh god, I'm already nervous.
Don't be nervous.
Okay, I have to make sure there's nothing in here. Okay, hi everyone.
Hi everyone.
Welcome.
We're just gonna roll a joint as we do this. So maybe you can do this along with us as we see me roll a joint.
If you haven't grabbed or if you don't have it yet, it's time to grab it.
Grab your joints.
Don't know what's in here.
Grab it. It's time to grab it. No, yeah.
I feel like I got started off incorrectly.
Well, I don't know. I'm still filling my.
I know, but I haven't even started doing that.
Well, who's the better joint roller? I guess time will tell.
Well, you.
Hold on, is that all of that?
Yeah.
All right. I'll roll one of these and you roll one of those.
That's what's happening. Yeah.
All right. Cool.
This tribal gelato.
Gelato mints.
It's new. This one wasn't new on the market actually, but I missed this one. I thought their first one was their Cuban Links.
Which is great too, is sativa.
Yeah, and holy, I don't know how they're doing the terps on these, but
it smells so good.
It smells crazy good. Like, and everyone that we smell, like they have a huge nose profile on.
Yeah. Shout out Nico.
And I think their latest one was the Turple, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we have not tried that, but it smelled fantastic.
We're gonna need that Turple, guys.
Okay.
And I'm using the grinder given to us by Shandy.
From
we've had on,
Your
awesome.
Highness or something. Highness.
Same
ashtray.
Same edition as that. You're technically on my tail a lot more than I thought you'd be, to be honest.
And I started late, so I think
you didn't start late.
Yeah,
the thing
I
is
did.
that you were ill prepared to begin with. It's not starting late if you're just ill prepared.
I think that we should have had an equal starting.
Is that how life works, Winnie? Did you and I have equal starting points?
No, I'm not talking about life. I'm talking about roll-offs.
Well, is roll-off not a part of life, Win?
It is a part of life, but...
Can you please pass us the sticky nugs paper?
Fuck that.
You're not going to help?
There's right here. I already did it.
Oh, you already did it. You're a winner. And you're even trimming your paper well. Good job.
Well, I had to trim it from the king size because...
From the top or from the side? Because I trim mine.
Too.
I trim mine laterally like a hot dog. You know, just to get a little bit of that extra paper out of there. No? Wow, I just sucked some. I just did weed like cocaine. I just sucked some right in my nose.
What are your thoughts on cocaine?
Never tried it. Don't really want to.
Yeah, me either.
I only fuck with plant medicines and psychedelics.
Yeah.
Meaning like mushrooms, weed, and acid. Things that I can like pray with.
Yeah.
I think cocaine does not help you pray. Helps you talk.
Yeah, I'm still not. I've been talking to a few friends about DMT.
Oh yeah, I'd be down with that too.
I'm gonna try it, but I don't know if it's gonna be for me. If I'm totally honest, from what I've heard from people,
it seems like it seems like the cracky version of acid. It seems like you see a lot of what's on the other side of this dimension, which is everything, and like really fast.
Really, yeah. Apparently, it happens if you don't know what DMT is. I don't know what it stands for. It's probably something.
Dimetryl something 5.
Yeah.
DMT5 is the one that. It's like mind expansive. I mean, you're like way closer than I thought you were gonna be. Well done, Win. Now, the quality of the joint, that we'll have to see. But like, well done. All right. Ba-da-ba-ba-da. Man, remember that song by Crazy Town? Come, my lady, come, my lady. You're my butterfly, sugar, baby.
Come, my lady, come, my lady. Yeah, so DMT is this, oh, you already got
Cheers,
it.
eh?
Motherfucker, I lost.
Motherfucking shit, bitch.
But honestly, like,
Well, I mean, keep going.
I'm going to keep going, but I lost
Don't
now.
stop.
You've
You didn't
finished. Yeah, I did.
Maybe
It was a roll off, and I lost.
I think the fact that you have a joint to smoke is a winner.
I was not a good loser when I was young.
Yeah,
I
me neither.
remember,
That's
like,
why I never did.
I remember one time going bowling with my
Bowling.
brother and my dad, and like, oh man, I would just get so mad when they would start like really beating me.
Honestly?
And it's like I was the youngest. Like I probably was like 6 at that time. Like what did I expect
what was
of
your
myself?
expectations?
How did
Yeah.
I expect to be a 9-year-old and like a 35-year-old?
And sorry, like at a physical sport, who are men? Like it's just bigger than you. Bowling has to do with throwing heavy balls,
Yeah,
handling balls.
I did not handle it well at all.
What do you know about handling balls? How old were you?
Like 6.
Hopefully nothing.
No, I definitely like put my neighbor friend's penis in my mouth when we were taking a bath one
God, I
time.
hate this. That's crazy.
Kevin, what up, Kevin?
Fuck.
My mom, we had this neighbor friend. They were my age.
You were 5?
Must have been 5, 6, or 7, somewhere around there.
Christ.
And we took a bath together, and I like didn't know, but
Right, you don't even
but
know.
both of us were like, whoa, like I think it was more of like you have a different something. Like I don't have what you have.
What do you mean you put it in your mouth? Did you know to suck on it?
No, I just
Put it in your mouth? I feel like, yeah, when I was like 5, I think this girl like showed me her vagina in her room and called it private time.
So she knew. I don't even think we knew. I think we were observing that we had different parts from one another.
Right. Yeah, well, I mean, I was observing that. She was observing that too.
Yeah, but if
Interesting
she called it
kids.
private time, she obviously knew that.
Like she called that to our moms, like in the other room. She's like, it's private time or something in here.
oh man,
Yeah.
so they knew.
They didn't like know exactly, but it's interesting the things that kids get up to.
This isn't surprisingly the shittiest joint I've ever rolled, but it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
It's okay. Is it smokable?
We'll see.
Fuck you, Kevin.
It's been.
No, I'm just kidding.
What was your little girlfriend's name?
Kim, I think.
She wasn't even he wasn't my boyfriend or anything. Like it was fairly innocent,
It's
but
even worse.
But when I had it in
better.
my mouth, I was like, this doesn't seem right.
Yeah, this is weird. This is a
Yeah.
weird thing to do.
As soon as I had it in my mouth, I was like, no, there's something off about this.
Get this out of here. Yeah, it's interesting.
You know what?
Little private parts. And then adults do that too. Adults are like, let me stimulate your private part. People put people's penises in their mouth all the time.
I'm about to freak out.
Why?
I just thought I was going to be better at this.
At rolling joints?
I feel like my bowling experience is crashing down on me right now, and I'm about to freak out and cry.
Well, that's good. Maybe you should go through that. Maybe you should take responsibility for rolling no joints in this household. I just opened a can of worms, guys. I love you.
Sometimes I'm like, this guy's mean to me.
I'm not mean. I'm just kidding. I roll all the joints at home.
Not all of them.
Okay, yesterday, how many joints did we smoke?
I feel like,
Well, we had the Mac back yesterday,
Yeah.
so it was fine.
fine. I roll less joints.
I love that you joint. It's all good. You bring home great weed. I love rolling joints.
I roll
Obviously,
less
look.
joints, and I would say I smoke less joints as well.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I guess I'm the original joint roller because I'm the original weed smoker.
Okay.
Remember?
I think I've sort of fixed it.
I'll smoke the shit out of that, and you can always put a crutch on that too. You know how a blunt has a crutch? You just take the sticky part and like roll it around it like a little enforcement. bandage.
Yeah, that's right. I could do that too. I'll do that too.
Anyway, I'm enjoying some dank crafts from Coco's Cookies. Shout out John Fowler, who we're going to have on the show soon. Elise and her plants, who we're going to have on the show soon. They had us out to this really nice dank craft release at Planet Paradise with Mark, who we're going to have on the show soon. Man, I love this fucking community. I love these people who we get to meet.
I'm still butthurt about my joint.
Oh, don't be. You're lots of people not so good at rolling joints. It's okay.
I thought I was going to do better than I did. You were so fast.
Well,
sometimes you take so long to roll joints. I can't believe you can roll a joint that fast.
Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't even be complaining about being the one rolling joints if you can roll joints that fast.
I agree. I don't.
That was like less than 60 seconds.
Yeah. It's medicine. So when I look at weed, I got to get it done before people realize what I'm doing. So I'll whip up a joint at a restaurant. I'll whip up a joint in a fucking airport. I don't care. I'll roll up in church. Often when we were starting our weed journey, I think I was the influence more times than not to smoke, especially in the day.
Yeah.
So I'd kind of like roll one quickly and like I couldn't cause any inconvenience. Working under pressure, like building a business while you have a job even, like this sort of uncomfortable pressure, like sneaking, yeah. It creates like no time to fuck up. It creates like, you gotta get this done so then maybe you can offer her the joint and it will seem like effortless. And then people get intimidated by work. The number one protest about being a successful entrepreneur or being your own business owner, not being an employee or taking a leap, the number one protest is, I have to do all that fucking stuff? And it's like, yeah, I don't blame you. It is like really fucking annoying, but like basically if you could get a head start on that shit enough to like roll, like get it going, like know how to do it and still be present so you're not lost in the room, like do everything almost like on your own time to the point where when you invite someone in on it, it's already done. You know? That was just like a side tangent feeling. I had some feeling about that I had to share.
Awesome.
And like how do you find that? Because I feel like I talk to our listeners, thank you guys for being so interactive, by the way. Like on Instagram, like I leave a note, I get like a bunch of responses. And the story we asked, we're working on essentially every podcast is a brand and every brand is a business, and every business has a pitch deck. So we're working on our pitch deck and stuff just to keep it seasonally up to date. And like we really want to, aside from that even business asset, we're like, well, that's cool. That's just leading us to understanding like what we're about more in a crystallized version. And we're writing, and Winnie was like, tell me who you are on our story. And that was really cool because we had people write such beautiful, vulnerable and truthful and like really mindful reactions to it. And like that's just like, man, that touches my heart that you're so engaged. So thank you guys. Love you.
Yeah, absolutely. We really appreciate it. And it's helping us grow as well. And like, yeah, that question, who are you? I mean, it's kind of
we were like, what type of shit do you like when we talk about? But you're like literally so engaged. That's what's beautiful to me. Our audience is so mindfully engaged that they're actually taking, who the fuck am I?
Well, that's what I was asking.
Yeah.
I wasn't asking anything other than that. I want to know who the people are that like are listening.
For real.
Because that's like we want to cater to you. So if we know
want to make it better,
what
if like
you like,
if we have a buffet,
let me cater to you. Beyonce.
If we have a buffet and there's a barbecue section, but most of the people coming to our buffet are vegan, we don't need the barbecue section. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And that was actually Destiny's Child. I just want to correct
that you just
there.
sang?
Yeah.
Let me cater to you.
You da 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 da. Good thing I know the lyrics.
Wild Promises. Destiny's Child lyrics are like like ideal relationship lyrics and like getting viciously pissed off if your ideals aren't met. That's incredible. Like the expectation in 90s R&B or 2000s R&B is like, I'm perfect, you better be perfect, or I fucked up, I'm a piece of shit, and you're so perfect.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't want to spend the rest of my life making it up to you. That's like, it's so heartbreaking. Romance is pitched as heartbreak.
Yeah.
Real romance is like, do you want to enjoy this moment together no matter what?
And
how romantic.
And also, like, oh, hey, I see that you're going through a really hard time and I got you no matter what.
I got your back.
Like, that's romance, too.
And overlooking someone's
Anyways,
flaws. We're talking about love. Romance is more courting. And
yeah.
What were you going to say?
I wanted to know we asked who you are, who is our listener. And please, you can feel free to put in the comments if you're watching this on YouTube, who you feel you are. But it is actually such a loaded question because
it is.
One side of us is this sort of ego-driven side that's like, I'm a yoga teacher, I'm an actor, I'm a podcaster, I'm a comedian, I'm an animal lover.
That's what you are.
And I think Ellevan just said that's what you are, not necessarily who you are. But I think that does make up sort of the like egoic version that is you. So I believe that is incorporated in who you are in this very third dimensional living. And I think that would be a totally appropriate answer. And then there's this other side where it's like, well, I'm God.
Basically,
I'm consciousness,
who am I?
Experiencing itself through one perception. And then to integrate both of those, I think is really the challenge. I think that's would be a very rich life and a life worth living to focus on integrating both of those things into who you are simultaneously.
Cool. Yeah, for sure. Can we let's do it. Let's do one. Part of my theory in mindfulness is put yourself on the cross first. So do what you are, like you just did. Actor, yoga teacher, it's always funny when you look in someone's bio and they say, like, husband, father, or like daughter, friend. And it's like, bro, that's who you are to other people. That's what you are to others. Who are you?
Whoa.
Explain. Yeah, don't tell me about yourself by telling me about all the other people in your life that I don't know. I don't give a really. Sorry, here's the truth. I don't know them, so I don't care.
Those are roles that they believe they're fulfilling.
I know they're roles that they believe they're fulfilling, but you're putting those front and center on your identity. Your identity should be like, I like the color blue over that. Like, give me something individually about you that I can remember. You're full of value. You think I'm putting you down right now. You are full of fucking driving, incredible, miraculous power. And by you wearing a fucking veil of I'm somebody else's is destroying your chance at actually enriching those people's and everyone else's lives. You want to be selfless? Own your power.
I don't know about that.
So, give me an argument.
My argument is that not everyone is on the same spiritual journey or even, self-help journey. And that
if you're listening to this, you're probably a liar.
That way of living just might not be a perceivably fulfilling way of living to some people, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that whatever they're doing. Excuse us one moment while we take a break to do some texting and communicate with other people while we're talking to a whole community right here.
It's good news in my life. I'm happy. Things are coming through. I love you. You were talking to them. We're all here together, guys. Basically, we're like your drunk parents, but the really fun ones that are in Mexico.
Wouldn't that be funny if we ever decided to change the name to Your Drunk Parents but didn't change anything about the show?
Because
it was the exact same show.
These people don't even drink.
Yeah.
Which we don't, by the way.
No, usually,
we'll
generally.
Drink champagne if at like a very special occasion.
I'd probably drink champagne at like not a special occasion too. I like champagne.
I wouldn't, just because I can't deal with the hangover.
Like no, but I'd have like a glass of champagne at brunch with my girlfriends.
Yeah, that's because you're a basic bitch somewhere, and I love you for it. I love you for it.
Thank
I think
you.
it's hot.
I love
when
me
you're
for
out
it
with your
too.
girlfriends, sometimes you be a basic bitch. I'm a basic bro with my bros
There is
sometimes. Are
something.
you kidding me?
Okay, so
Send each other screenshots of like hot chicks. Like we're basic bros too.
Yeah. So we've like been exploring like multiple sides of us, right? Which I have, you know. Actually, I'm not going to get into that because I'm not a doctor.
Holy shit! Respect.
But like, what's really been something that's really been healing for me over the course of like 2 years is actually acknowledging the different sides of me that make up the whole of me, and allowing those different sides to come out and play and express when they want to.
I love this conversation.
Yeah, so like my depressive states is a side. My sexual states are a side.
Yep.
My acting or entertaining or something along those lines, like that's a side.
They're all personalities.
Personalities,
we're filled
right?
with personalities to fulfill these roles. Callback. We're filled like who you are to your niece or nephew is probably not who you are to your homies. It's just like it's not that they're not family and you don't have love that like you would equally show up for those people. It's just like what they might best benefit from in your actions as far as your what you give and what you choose to withhold for yourself. It's like, great, I'll be this version of me in this capacity. That's nice.
And
That's
to really
wonderful.
like let yourself lean into that and like
even the ones you can't control though. You're talking about I love that for you because you said you're accepting parts of yourself. Like, because I was going through this thing where I was able to keep my heart open to accept others as ultimately just a version of consciousness, which I am too. So without scorning them and pushing them out of my world and thinking the only opportunity I'm going to have to talk with that perceivable enemy or someone on the other side, it's going to clash. Things are so semantics, data, and label driven that if some of those metrics were just rearranged, somebody's complete feeling state about you would change. So that leads me to understand we're putting too much weight on the third dimensional observation of things, but that's another conversation that I'm just gonna have
it's
to
not really
slow burn.
It's not a different conversation because that's who like these
that's
like
right.
ego roles are in.
That's right. But basically just to wrap that up for me is like you do get to decide what the center point is. Mm-hmm. So if you find yourself being stretched over here like for this person or for this role or job or family member or acquaintance or just whatever situation it is, if it's pulling you in a way that you know isn't authentic to where you'd want to grow before this person anyway, you know, reconsider how much power you're giving to the outside influences that you're manifesting. So that that we're all manifesting, right? Like we're all like, think about this thing, bring it into my experience. Think about this thing, feel it, bring it into my experience. So like basically there is no victimhood. There's no legitimate state of victimhood. It's always just the choice to feel powerless. I do it all the time. I'm not observing someone else right now. I'm observing what I go through. And I know that resonates because I know I hear it from others too. But like, yeah, we get to choose where we put the bulk of our power just because you have to. That's the human experience. You give every day. You give. And it's incredible. But like, what are you fueling? What version of yourself are you fueling? Right?
Yeah.
And it's ultimately
totally.
What's the goal here, right? Because sometimes people are on a different life journey where they're supposed to experience a lot of pain in that life. So maybe you get good at pain tolerance. So the next life you're a boxer or something. I don't know.
Yeah, who
like
knows?
it's like there's no wrong either. So weird. It almost doesn't matter. Almost everything we're saying doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We're just going, look at this observation, look at this observation, look at it from here, look at it from here. We're just shifting perspectives, fucking around being consciousness.
It's fun to play in these meat sacks.
Oh, I like to play with your meat sack.
In them.
When do you want to play with my meat sack? I'll let you take a bath with me.
Aw, yeah.
Okay. So Win,
Yeah.
what's your favorite animal?
That's like an insane question.
Basically, in Winnie's world, that's like illegal. Do not make me zoom. Yeah. Okay.
I don't even think I have a least favorite animal. Like every animal is just.
You couldn't even choose one that's lesser or more than the other? Do you like spiders?
I do like spiders.
Gorillas?
You know,
Lizards?
yeah, I really find all of it very interesting. Like, there's not one thing where I look at it and it like repulses me or it like fully, like obviously if I saw a grizzly bear in nature, I would be frozen, obviously. And if I made it out alive, eventually I'd get to a point where I was in awe. Like I think that type of experience wouldn't bring on a lot of too much trauma if nothing bad happened.
Yeah.
And yeah, I find animals so interesting, and I think I'm just like a little kid like with it always.
I love that.
I don't. Yeah.
I love it. So
I want to share the space.
If you saw a bear, you said if I made it out alive. You know what you got to do when you see a bear, right? Like you got to
become as big as possible and as loud as possible, and
could
just
you
back
do
up.
that? Could
Yeah.
you?
Oh yeah.
You would do that.
Just
because you understand that they're looking at things from a very kind of primal, one-dimensional perspective, and it's not personal. You're just like. You'd be able to look at it like that. Like, this is just a function that they need for their safety, pretty much. You'd look at that.
Exactly. Literally.
Because you're growing your confidence. You're becoming bolder.
Yeah, I don't want anything bad to ever happen to animals.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious because I eat meat.
Yeah, we just had some chicken Caesars.
Again, it's like, it's so funny. We've been talking about how Ellevan and I are walking paradoxes and how, like... and that's where your personalities come into play too, right? Because all of these different personalities make up the whole. The person that like loves animals and like volunteers and gives a lot of my finance, like where I put that into charity, is animal focused. And then that Winnie, that version of Winnie hates the version that bites into a juicy burger.
Oh, but it's so good when you get Harry's Charbroil.
But that, that version of Winnie that's getting that cheeseburger
so happy as well.
Is having a great time, and both can live within you simultaneously. I think that's where a lot of our like pain comes from. We think that if we think one thing, we can't think another thing, or if we love one thing, we can't love another thing, and it's like that doesn't make any sense to me.
That's been the trick with finding harmony with actually my true being, is just accepting what a fucking walking paradox I am. How am I walking around with a mindful book under my belt, a mindful podcast, saying that my music, I want to just spread love and ignite this awareness of pure peace, positivity in the world, but there's no one faster that will throw you down a flight of stairs. Fuck with me. I'll toss you down a fucking 30 steps, no problem. But I'm like identically the same person.
Yeah.
Like, I've accidentally judo flipped people on their neck at bars that I was always saying, no problem. I love you. I don't even consider myself, I don't want to be a tough guy or a violent person, but it's in me. So then look at how I spend the rest of my life. Trying to heal, trying to give, trying to be positive, trying to forgive. So it's like, damn, I don't even know if I would have landed there unless I came from here. That's what I'm exploring it as. Every bit I give here, it's like a balance. How deep can you go? And then over here, you knock someone out, but look, you raise someone up. You fucking, you kick whatever, and look, you gave here.
Yeah,
you
it can't all just be here. I think also that's part of the problem, like for pedestaling celebrities and stuff, because the second they do something
wrong,
outside of what's societally accepted, it is we throw fucking
like
fits
the Will
over
Smith
that
thing.
stuff.
Like, you are so protective of your sick wife. Oh, you're such a bad guy. Like, you reacted publicly how most people would react privately. I can't believe you don't respect us enough to restrain yourself. Fuck off. I'm a bigger Will Smith fan now, and I love Chris Rock.
It's not even... We're not saying that those types of actions...
I think it was the right move.
Okay, let me rephrase. I'm not saying that was the right way to go about that, but I'm also not saying that dismisses like all of the great accomplishments and like work and,
I Am Legend.
And, like
Parents
so much
just don't
that Will
understand.
Smith and Jada have done.
Fresh Prince.
And like all of that all of a sudden goes away because we saw someone be a human fucking being for a second.
How nice is that? I want to see the human. You say you want to see the human. I say, sure, I wish I knew the real him.
And
no,
you know
don't.
what else is
no,
great?
You don't.
You know what else is great? I think we are going to get to a point where we're like, okay, that person...
Shout out Philadelphia. Willie.
In West Philadelphia, born and raised on the playground is where I spend most of my days. Chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool and all, shooting some b-ball outside the school when a couple of guys, they was up to no good, started making trouble in my neighborhood. I got in one little fight, my mom got scared. She said, you moving with your auntie and uncle, but about it.
That was for the cab, and when it came near, the license plate was blue and they had dice in the mirror. If anything, if I could say that this cab was weird, but I thought, no, forget it, you're home to Bel Air. Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. I pulled up to the house about 7 or 8, and I yelled to the cabbie, you're home, smell you later. Looked at my kingdom, I was finally there to sit on my throne as the Prince of Bel Air. Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Shout out DJ Jazzy Jeff.
Oh, that show was so good.
Respect. When you get tossed out the house, and I would always crack up. The timing of the editing was so good.
Yeah.
Ah.
The next time you go and watch a Prince episode, watch Will.
He's saying the words.
Yeah, so he memorized everyone's lines.
Because he was so obsessed not to fuck up this opportunity.
Yeah.
Because he got rich as a musician and then went broke and then was just like chilling and hurt until Quincy Jones like pulled him into that situation, gave him that show. She was like, I'm going to not only know my own lines, I'm going to know everyone else's lines.
Yeah, and then he would mouth other people's lines as they were saying
and they had to be like Will, like stop, and he'd be like, oh my god, I'm sorry, I didn't realize what I was doing.
Yeah,
it's so funny.
And anyways, I think there is going to be a point where we see these
Love you, Will.
Perceivable like lashing outs in public, and we go, oh, okay, like what Jada said on her Instagram was like, it's the season of healing and I'm here for it. It's like we have to open up the door for people to fail. I think that's how school failed me, is that it was very scary to risk answering a question if you weren't sure of the answer because of the ridicule that came with it, either from your peers or from the teachers.
And that pressure is what made me, the bad kid, the class clown, push that button so hard. If you guys weren't like, everyone better act like robots, I wouldn't be like, Kang. If you were just chill, that happened with a couple teachers. I got 2 teachers in high school that would basically let me do stand-up at the end of class or at the beginning of class. One was a skills teacher at the beginning, one was the English teacher, and it was after. And I would just do improv for like 5 or 10 minutes. And like, that was so chill. And they were so chill. Like, they're like, do your work, bring it up when you're done, and just like make yourself useful. Like, they're like almost giving you a better holistic human experience than just like trying to like discipline kids, especially in high school. So weird. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you risk a lot when you try and choke, when you try and bottleneck and make everyone one way. And stepping outside of a tribe at that age is really scary because it's the first experience you have with community. So it's like, these are the people that I have sometimes, in a lot of cases, have grown up with. And if I am all of a sudden outside of the tribe because I do something out of line or whatever it is, like, that's too risky for me right now. Like, I can't do that. Like, I need to be going to these weekend parties. You know what I mean? We had such different experiences. It's not that you don't want to belong. I remember not being invited to a house party where everyone went. You know, there was the house parties where everyone went. Mm-hmm. It was like the 10 top cool kids and then like the 20 secondary kids. And if they were all there, then the whole school was there. But it was really just like 30 kids.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't get invited to one of those, and I had been, that I didn't get invited to this one. And, like, it just became smoke with me and that girl whose house it was. And it was one of those, like, oh, my parents just won't let anyone more else in. And I didn't get a call. I was, like, so hurt by that to the point where I pretty much stopped going to house parties, even though I kind of started all the cool house parties in, like, grade 10. I had the 2 hottest girls make out at my party. It was a New Year's party. It was, like, the 2 hottest girls. It'd be like getting, like, you and Ashley to make out. Gorana and Sunny made out on my couch. My mom was home, and everyone talked about it for like weeks. That was just cool. And it was when Drop It Like It's Hot was out.
Nice.
I remember playing that super loud.
You were young. That was young. It wasn't like.
It was like grade 10.
2.
It was grade 10.
Drop It Like It's Hot.
Drop It Like It's Hot. You heard from the universe before it actually came out in the 3rd dimension.
I know, but I was
So
literally in like grade 3 or 4 when it actually did come out.
No, you're imagining things. Drop It Like It's Hot came out when I was in high school.
Okay, this is actually something we're going to fact check. And while Ellevan's doing that, I just want to say that also when we get to a point as a society where we can look at someone fuck up and be like, how as a society have we failed to...
What was I Googling?
Drop It Like It's Hot release year. Like potentially how you know we've failed in this situation.
Released 2004.
No fucking way, dude.
I'm telling you, you're confused because you heard it from the universe first.
Yo, I knew Drop It Like It's Hot way before it came out.
Yeah, 2004. Pharrell Williams and Snoop
I
Dogg.
heard it in like 98.
I know you did, and the reason why you keep fighting against me when I tell you you've been hearing it from the universe before we've heard it.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, just accept it. And just honestly, this is probably a good lesson for everyone who ever talks to me. Don't test my rap knowledge.
Yo, I'm
You're
so
better off-
impressed with your rap knowledge, actually.
You're better off trying to throw me down a flight of steps than try and fucking step to me either on La Mic or rap knowledge.
Yeah.
I'm a geek.
Yeah, huge dork on rap culture.
I want to know, like, what studio it was recorded in, who mixed it, what sample is in it. Like, I want to know, like, every individual's artist background, where they came from, why they rap like that, what their associations were, what their upbringing was, what cities they first blew up in after traveling. I guess because I'm going through it as a rapper. So I'm like, what the fuck did you guys do? Like,
But
Pharrell Williams also came from, like, with NERD, with, like, Missy Elliott and Timbaland both came from, like Virginia, like, not a cool place, kind of, at the time. Like, and, you know, went to LA and did it, and, like, how they made different interesting decisions that made them stick out. And anyway, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, just to wrap it up, love your knowledge. I think it's very...
I love you. And I love that you
Cool.
heard rap songs since...
since
before they were out. That's super cool.
That was one of like our first sort of like love flutters. Was Live Your Life.
Yeah. Oh my God. Can I tell him?
Sure.
We're so cute, so hot. I've never found someone hotter up to that point. This was like the hottest
Which is crazy
person.
because that was Universe collaborating as well because I wasn't actually a huge rap fan. I am now. Well,
I'm in Vancouver.
I'm a rap fan.
Thank you.
Not like a huge rap fan.
Yeah, you're a music fan, and sometimes rap
Yeah.
is good music.
That's true. I
When
am a
rap's
music
good
fan.
music, it's good to
Yeah.
be a music fan.
Yeah.
Let me build some context for you guys. I dropped out of school at 16, started doing stand-up right away, paid for acting classes, got an agent, started like performing and trying things and booking commercials. And during this time, because Winnie's a little bit older than me, these couple, 1 year, 2 years older than me. And
Was it a Pirates of the Caribbean commercial that you booked?
yeah.
He looked so hot in it.
Thank you. Yeah, I was in LA just before I came back. So I was like paying for our flights, me and my mom's flights to LA, because I was working as a busboy at like fine dining restaurants. So I'd buy our flights, and she would like trick some company to get them to buy us like high-end hotels. So I would go with my mom like once a year. And so I had joined this improv troupe on the lobby computer in LA before I flew back to Vancouver to do this little Pirates of the Caribbean commercial where I just got hot, like I had been working out lightly for like 3 months. Like I had just like came from just skinny, awkward kid.
He still was.
Still
very much was.
But enough that like, oh, you could be like, hey, that's gonna be a handsome man.
Yeah. I saw it.
Yeah, you did. Early bet. Good job. Bet on me. So I said home me. So my context is that LA's this great faraway land, and I'm doing my best in Vancouver to like get there. So I joined this improv troupe, and then we meet everyone there, and then this girl who we weren't even really attracted to each other like right off the bat, and she had a boyfriend, or long distance, you know.
Wasn't a boyfriend.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It was something, but it wasn't a boyfriend.
Yeah, it was something. Anyway, she had a something, and I didn't. But anyway, so we we were just friends for a while. But like slowly, all of the things that like she had done, she just got back from AMDA. She went to like acting university in LA, and she had this car. I think you still had your California plates on.
I did.
Oh, it was so cool. So she'd so kindly drop folks off. It's like in Vancouver, especially in like your late teens, early 20s, when like you just know, it's so rare that someone does have a car of their own at that point, especially from the tax bracket of being a comedian.
That was quick shout out. My roommate, Allison Nishi and Nishimura at AMDA, gave me a lot of rides. And she inspired me that I said whenever I get a vehicle and someone in like the acting industry needs a ride home, I'm going to give them a ride home. Like that was that car where I was like, I have this car now, and if anyone needs a ride, I'll be that person.
Oh, yeah. I love you.
But I was inspired by Allison. So
thanks,
nice.
Allison. Shout out Allison. You're so cool. Thank you very much for
Loved
inspiring
having
her.
you as a roommate.
You gave her a husband.
Huh?
This philosophy led you to driving me home.
Allison!
Shout out. Okay, so she's dropping me off, like dropped a couple of people off at SkyTrains, and we're about to turn down Broadway? Coming from like Granville, like South Granville Street, about to turn on Broadway.
Yes, that's right.
And you offered to like drive me all the way home. Like you're like, oh, I'll just go down here. It's like just down here. It's like to downtown. He's so sweet. And then like so like that was like real nice. And then this song came on, and I was such a big T.I. fan. Like T.I., when I dropped out of high school, Eminem has always been my guy. But Eminem, like, I don't want to say anything disrespectful, but like he just wasn't as present in the music community at that time. And like Lil Wayne was, and T.I. was. That's who for me like really shone through in that time period, like 2006.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're an Eminem fan, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's not that he wasn't putting out work. I needed some you know, and T.I. was there for me. And that meant so much to me because he was putting out hustle music. And in my own way, as a 16-year-old, when all my friends were still in school and I was walking the streets with like hundreds of dollars in like tip money, I felt like a little, you know, my own version of, as my other friends did make those choices to sell drugs and do certain activities that could put your freedom at risk. I still kept my hustle spirit alive with T.I., but like working at a restaurant, you know, and coming home at like 1 a.m. and like just feeling that juice. So I was very connected to this music. This had been the theme of my life, kind of like this music for like the past couple months of a very coming of age time too, where you build identity. And there's this song that would live in my life or living your life.
Yeah, live your life, I think.
Yeah, and I like it came on, and I was thinking like I was gonna impress her with like rapping along, but like she raps, doesn't sing the hook, she raps the second verse. And she's like, just like, and the swagger of a college kid. She did the little like slow Harlem shake. And I was just like,
oh man, that's embarrassing.
It made me fall in love with you so hard right then. And it's like I'm a college kid.
Oh my God, stop.
It's funny because you weren't hip hop at this point at all.
I am not even still.
Well, now I could see you do something like that, but then take a laugh at it. I mean, that's hilarious. Who's not laughing at that anyway?
Yeah.
But dude, I'm like that when you did that and you knew those lyrics, I was just like, whoa.
Yeah, that was cool. I felt cool.
Good.
Yeah, I did feel cool.
And dropping people off. How kind.
This was a good detour. Could you recall how we got here?
No. I was like, I love this episode. I've never talked about this. Like, I love you. So nice.
That's what I was thinking too. I was like, this is really shaping up to be a good episode, especially since the roll-off did not send me into the highest of vibration. No, I feel great now.
Good. I love you. You did great. You're always doing great.
I know.
If rolling slow joints is just one of your main flaws, that's pretty good.
One of my main flaws is that, again, going back to this conversation, is that like I fear failure heavily. And so
talk about it.
I just don't take the risk at all.
Talk about that.
Fuck.
What the fuck is wrong with you idiots? You're gonna fail. Everyone's gonna fail.
I know.
Constantly.
I think
Probably for like quite a long period of time.
And so there was, for a couple weeks, I've been on and off listening to Atomic Habits, which I'm pretty sure I brought in the last couple of episodes as well. And there was a study done at a college with a professor that said, okay, half of the class has you'll get graded on how many, is a photography class, on how many photos you can bring in. Doesn't matter the quality of the photos. Like, if the more you bring and present, the higher your grade will be. And then the other half of the class was being graded on like the quality of the photo, which is always a little crazy because you're like, how is art objective is what Ellevan just said. But I think probably in photography specifically, there may be certain things that you can sort of parameters. Anyway, so they had the whole semester to do this. It's composition. Yes. So they had the whole semester to do this, and at the end of it, the person who produced the best photos were the ones who took the most photos. Oh, little delicious action for YouTube just there. That was a nice, delicious break that I'm not going to tell anyone about.
You'll have to. Watching this, I just did that to you. I'm sorry.
or you're welcome. That may have inspired you.
Wow, so that's
and so the ones who spent half of the semester, 3/4 of the semester theorizing what the perfect photo could look like or what they could do, that didn't take an abundance of photos, didn't practice, they were significantly less in quality, not just a little bit, significantly less in quality than the group who was forced or was being graded on the amount of photos that were taken. Because you get better by doing shit, not thinking about it.
Be so well practiced that you can state, I suck, but I show up, and you know what? I just gut bust and laugh when fucks say I can't rap, and it's just that I saran wrap my ass backwards and camcord it, put it on blast on Instagram, and ask you to follow me, repost it, and tag. You know, like, you should be able to be like, I suck in rhyme if you rap, and it's like, people will tell you you're good, because I've done it for over 10,000 hours on Earth. I've put my brain there, so it's not even second nature, it's first nature. I'm better at actually transmitting information in rhyme when I'm in that kind of flow. When I talk, I'm like so emotionally distracted. I am.
Yeah.
You know, when I talk in conversation like this on our podcast, and I love it, I've learned to love myself for it, but like, I get pissed off at the thought of someone and like, fuck. But then when I'm rhyming, I'm like challenged. It's easy, but I'm challenged just enough that I have to focus. It's like putting on a lid.
Yeah.
It's like you can't do it accurately, completely mindlessly. You have to like a little bit know what you're doing if you want it to be good. If you want it to be good. That's basically it. You want to practice, or you want it to be good, you have to practice.
You have to practice, and you have to like get feedback. Like you can't be hiding these beautiful disciplines from the world, you know, like you got to get feedback or not. I mean, if you're just doing it for yourself, for self-help or therapy, stuff like that, like no one needs to see that shit ever. If you don't
failing's the best. Failing's honestly the best, because anytime that you don't get the exact result you want, you're like, shit,
man.
I know what I got to learn. I know what I fail in business sometimes. I try to pitch something and then someone just fucking judo flips me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I got to get better at that type of negotiating.
Yeah,
Good job. Yes, sir. I'll do the service for that you win.
Yeah.
You win.
It comes with the requirement of vulnerability.
Oh.
Like you have to be vulnerable. And I think that's where we get stuck, right? Because like,
if you've never gotten your ass kicked, I feel sorry for you. Like legit, if you've never got punched in the face, I feel sorry for you.
Well, and you feel sorry for me because no one's touched this piece.
Well, good, of course. They won't. You're good.
But
more so as a guy, I actually think I was saying that too. Because men express differently.
Well, here's the thing though. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter even if you've had that experience or not, because listen,
or get your ass kicked if you, maybe girls tear each other down, bully each other with verbal, like you said to someone, it said you ate bugs or boogers or something.
Yeah, bugs in grade 7. But I want to get this thought out.
Who cares? Sorry.
It comes with a specific amount of vulnerability, and I get quite nervous still with stand-up when I'm writing new stuff. The stuff that I have that now I have a little set, like a 7-minute set that just works, which is great. The whole of it works. There's not really any part that is lagging too much that needs to be like tweaked completely because it's not working. So that feels good. I have that now after, like 8 months of doing this. Now I have that, which is exciting.
You're so good for only 8 months. But fuck you.
But still, like all of my new stuff, as I'm slowly massaging myself into some type of voice on stage.
Super funny timing.
I share with Ev, and I don't know why. It would be probably with anyone, but I trust his feedback the most. And
thank you.
Like every time I do that, my heart feels like it's going to literally jump out of my chest.
I'm so honored.
And that's, whatever. That's great. Just beyond the point. But like, and then if the feedback isn't what I was hoping for, it is crushing. I have another moment. Oh, Ralph got the camera thing off.
Ralph, what are you doing? Don't do that. Watch out.
Love you.
Get down. Love you.
And I got some like less than what I was hoping for feedback even the other day. And it's the same thing with the joint rolling. It's the same thing with the bowling. It's like every time I perceivably think I'm failing, I'm like, oh, like how small can I get right? Like how invisible can I get right now? As I process this like intense sensation that's going through my body. Like it's so crazy actually. What?
I think that's the biggest gift you can get. Because
I ultimately think that too. I just want to express how like expansive it might feel for people.
I love that so much, because once you're going to start there, and everything's a journey. So we have a problem and we're going to solve it. That's just what it is. I was thirsty. I wanted more kombucha. I went and got it. You'll do the same. You need to take a shit, you'll go find a bathroom. So,
or you won't, and you'll take one anyway.
Oh, right in your pants. You're going to start as a little scared, want to run away, and then your liberation will be eventually not caring.
Yeah.
what someone thinks. I think like me having a fast ticker hyper calculated how much everyone just is judging me, to the point where I was like, well, I can't attack everyone on this fucking bus. Like, can I just beat the shit out of these 10 people in the back here? Like, so I can feel safe and not watched? I think I went through so much of that as a kid. I used to ride the bus from Vancouver to Richmond back and forth every day to go to school. And I remember that, like I was a little cute, thugged out, dressing little guy. So like, yeah, like whatever, people would judge. And I think I landed on fuck them, like early, like, you know, but it's not that I never felt that. That's just, I just wanted to chime in. Like, it's like, I think everyone starts there.
You still feel that. I know you still feel something.
Yeah, but I just get aggressive.
Or are you, like, I feel like you've turned, yeah, maybe you do get, it's, I don't know.
I don't know. No, you're right. Well, I'll share that. I've been exploring lately, trying not to dominate everything.
Yeah.
I'm such a, like, accidental alpha, like, with no intention, or not even, like, I wouldn't put that in my spiritual personality bio, you know? I wouldn't say that. I'd say I prefer camaraderie than me leading. I prefer, like, everyone to be winners and me be like, great idea, man. Like, cool. Like, awesome. Let's go try that. Like, I like the creativity of, like, randomness from different people's input. So that's why I don't like totalitarianism and tyranny, and, like, it's not good for creativity. My priority here this lifetime is creativity. So, yeah, I often hop on the without meaning to control. I'm just so you know, I'll kill you. Just so you know, I'll kill you. Like, you know, like, I put, like, but then I'm like, yo, relax. Why do you need everyone to, like, be scared of you? Like, why don't you just, like, be, and if you met me, you'd never know that. You'd be like, yo, this guy's, like, full of light and sunshine. And, like, sometimes where do you think all that positivity is coming from? It's either that or be so fucking scared and consumed by fear. Like, performing at Rise every Monday for, like, a year or two really shook the bitch out of me, because I used to just be so nervous.
Yeah.
So fucking nervous. Monday all day. And, like, at that time I was working, like, jobs, or, you know, like, fuck. Like, that would just destroy me. I'd, like, shit weirdly all through the day.
Yeah.
And it's just like, fuck it.
Can't really eat. I had the same when I first started stand up too.
Like, and then you start, like, being like, no, and then you start to light up, and then people start to go, whoa, God is here now. And then you're like, so what am I so mad at?
I've always.
And then you're confident all of a sudden. You're like, good. And then you think, and then you shift your mind to, these people like me. It worked.
Yeah.
Like, these people now fuck with me. And you went through all this shitty self, whatever. Yeah.
That fear, even now, is like, as soon as you're doing what you're fearing, it's gone. You're no longer in fear anymore. You're doing,
because you're in that moment. You sing the fucking song,
and you, like, want to do it. Like, if you're putting yourself in this position, it's because there's something inside of you that is saying, like, I've been trying to write. I'm the biggest procrastinator. I've been trying to write for, like, 5 years. Anytime I get my future told, it's always the gods are my fortune read. It's always the gods are telling me to write. And it's taken so fucking long, and still, like, is like a pretty big challenge for me. So every time you go up, and it was the same in musical theater school for me, like, anytime I would go up to perform my song, it's like that fear, that pounding heart is there, and then you're doing it and you're in it, and then afterwards there's just something so special about that commitment to yourself and like what you want to do, that really reinforces wanting to do it again, and, like,
showing
working
up for yourself
through that fear. Yeah. So again, the taking a million photos is going to produce a better quality photo than not. Yeah.
Full circle. I love that.
Oh.
That's so beautiful. This has been like probably one of my favorite episodes, to be honest.
Honestly, we're just really good now. Everyone should support us on Patreon.
Honestly, we're pretty confident about our professional podcast, and we like to talk to people who want to be part of our brand sponsorship team.
Yeah, absolutely. No problem.
We have some assets. Just send us an email at winnieclark@gmail.com. That's Clark with an E. She'll get back to you shortly.
And Winnie with a Y.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Winnie spelled Winny. W-I-N, win, N-Y.
Knee.
Winnie.
Winnie. Anyways.
The creative way. Today about you, I got Wihney. Never had that before. But often I get the Winnie, or they get the... Whiney
is whiny, but somehow I get that.
I know. Someone said that today. And just constant, like most people, it's like, I just text you like, hey, I'm with Winnie. I'm well. How are you? Like, I just spelt Winnie correctly in mine, obviously. And then they reply with, like, that's great. Say hi to Winnie for me. Winnie. What is wrong with you?
The the IE at the end, a lot of Apples will autocorrect from Winnie to Winnie.
Mine
but
is
the
all
WH
capitals.
is just all them. That's all them.
Wow. This is wild, son. What is like Winnie, wife, what, one, white, Winnie? Hello, Winnie. Nice. Thanks for being on the show, Winnie.
Dun, 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 dun. It's time.
If you got a fun. If you got a fun. If you got a fun fact.
There are fossilized plants in Greenland under 1.4 kilometers of ice.
Whoa.
Around 80% of Greenland is covered by the Greenland ice sheet, which Britannica explains is the largest and possibly the only relic of the I don't know what that word is. The glaciers, essentially, in the northern hemisphere. But has it always been so? Pleistocene glaciations. But has it always been so icy? Well, at the bottom of a 1.4 kilometer core sample, which was taken in 1966 at Camp Century during the Cold War, researchers found well-preserved fossil plants and biomolecules, which means that the massive sheet melted and reformed at least once in the last million years. So like things melt and reform on planet Earth. Just throwing that out there. Do you have a reading for us? Okay.
I had to finish my drum solo, Win.
Oh, it's so loud. These are beautiful chopsticks, though. They have grippies on the ends of these.
Grippies!
And so I didn't know how to use chopsticks when I first met Ellevan.
Oh, I know. I love that.
I'm still not great at it. I'm not a
very
professional,
good.
but I can get food from the sticks into me mouth.
Dude, I grew up in Richmond, Vancouver, like Richmond, BC. And it's like a very high like Chinese population. So and like Japanese, just like it's amazing. There's so many Asian people. It's awesome. And like I got nice with chopsticks like with Chinese people as a kid.
Yeah.
Like just being able to like go like snag something and like like you can pick up anything with chopsticks. It was like there was kids at my school like who just had them.
Yeah.
And then we had tech decks. You could like you can do it like strip something up and catch it, like agility.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, shit's cool, man. I like it. And then it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense to eat with chopsticks. Like of course with rice bowls, like Asian things, but like it's a very it's a nice little tool. It's a very effective tool. Yeah. Like if you can get a hang of it. I also got good with that when I was working at this place called Chipino's when I was a teenager, and we used to like serve pasta in a really classy way. Imagine performing like the chef and the maitre d' and the sommelier were not only interacting with guests, but they were patrolling the staff, and you wore like monkey suits, like high aprons, and like everyone's like shoe polished, like intense, like high end fine dining. And if like you could work your way up to a food runner, so I was also a food runner, and if someone split a pasta or ordered something that was often shared, you would present it with that option. And like so you'd have to take like a spoon and a fork, and the most difficult thing, who like the couple of us who considered ourselves the best, we would like go to do that, and there were a couple guys who were like always senior who would like just fucking kill it. I was like the bottom of the top. And so I was like better than most, but these guys worked there for like 10 years before me. But there was this clam fettuccine that with a drippy white wine oily sauce, and a lot of people came out like with very fine clothes to this place because like it was like pre-opera type stop, like $1,000 bills. And like you'd have to go like that and like put it perfectly on the plate and make sure you saved enough sauce to drizzle and make sure you put clams on top, or else like the chef will get at you, dog. Like it was crazy. Shout out Pino, man. That's where I learned really how to be an artist.
It's crazy that they even like, it's really cool that they did that, but that he even your chef trusted like their bus boys to like do like present.
But no,
meal.
It was a food runner. A food runner got a higher tip out. A food runner got the start later.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, this is like the military. Like fine dining is like the military.
Okay.
Yeah, like I got in as a busboy and then I worked my way up.
How many training shifts did you have?
Oh, you work your first whole pay period pretty much training and shadowing.
Yeah.
Like 2 weeks.
Nice.
Yeah, and then by a month, up to a month or two, you'll probably still be on with your original person who trained you. It's like you were G'd in. It's like whoever trained you, it's almost like their fault if you fuck up. It's so intense.
Yeah.
And I would train people so thoroughly that like they were awesome. So like he loved me because I just got the program and I knew how to do things fast. But anyway, I don't know. I started talking about that. Oh yeah, this shit, chopsticks. But no, that was fun, man. That taught me a lot. And chefing is part of my life now. Like this is like something that I'll always actually hold dear to my heart. And there were some painful moments. Like there were some crazy late nights, and there's some screaming moments. Like not at me often because I was funny. He would take me over to tables and get me to do impersonations. So it's like he never really flipped on me. But he would flip on some people, and that was just traumatic to see, like an adult cry at work. Like that was embarrassing, yo.
I cried so much in serving. It was way overwhelming. I think
so
you think
stressful.
everyone should get beat up. I think everyone should serve.
There you go. Yeah, shit. I don't think everyone should get beat up. I just think that like I'm just like it benefited me to know that like, oh wow, like that's
can happen.
Oh wow. Like yeah, you're like you should try and be safe. Like like this is a good idea.
That's maybe something that you needed to learn. That's like the kid touching the hot stove.
Yeah, it's like there's people out here that like really want to do this more than you. Trust me. You're not the toughest guy. Even the toughest guy hasn't met the toughest guy. Although fuck, there's just some scary guys I grew up with who might be the toughest guy, I'm not sure. I'm not even going to say their name. That's how much I don't want to. Okay, moving on. Can we please pick a number between 8 and 49?
$37.
Oh, oh, it's good. I'm reading from The Art of Living by Wilford A. Peterson, gifted to me by Wendy. The art of leadership. Simply and plainly defined, a leader is a man who has followers. The leader deserves to have followers. He has earned recognition. Authority alone is no longer enough to command respect. The leader is a great servant. The master of men expressed the ideal of leadership in a democracy when he said, "And whosoever will be chief among you, let him be your servant." The leader sees things through the eyes of his followers. He puts himself in their shoes and helps them make their dreams come true. The leader does not say, "Get going." Instead, he says, "Let's go," and leads the way. He does not walk behind with a whip. He is out in front with a banner. The leader assumes that his followers are working with him, not for him. He considers them partners in the work and sees to it that they share in the rewards. He glorifies the team spirit. The leader duplicates himself in others. He is a man builder. He helps those under him grow big because he realizes that the more big men an organization has, the stronger it will be. The leader does not hold people down. He lifts them up. He reaches out his hand to help his followers scale the peaks. The leader has faith in people. He believes in them, trusts them, and thus draws out the best in them. He has found that they rise to his expectations. The leader uses his heart as well as his head. After he has looked at the facts with his head and lets his heart take a look too. He is not only a boss, he's also a friend. The leader is a self-starter. He creates plans and sets them in motion. He is both a man of thought and a man of action, both dreamer and doer. The leader has a sense of humor. He is not a stuffed shirt. He can laugh at himself. He has a humble spirit. The leader can be led. He is not interested in having his own way, but in finding the best way. He has an open mind. The leader keeps his eyes on high goals. He strives to make the efforts of his followers and himself contribute to the enrichment of personality, the achievement of more abundant living for all, and the improvement of civilization.
Very nice. I very much enjoyed that. Thank you.
I very much enjoyed that. This is a beautiful book filled with ideals that we should all be lucky enough to focus on. And I love reading this on here because I learned that this is very expensive. My buddy Matt tried to buy this.
Yeah?
And ticket prices don't scare Matt.
Yeah.
But this, he was like, oh boy.
Wow.
So he didn't get it.
Oh man,
Yeah.
that's even more reason to get it, Matt.
Yeah, for sure. But also we'll be reading it here continuously. I'm very, very excited. Or maybe he did get it.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
We'll share it here.
We'll share it here. We'll share it with him.
Go back and listen to that whenever you feel a need, a little
screen record it and post it on your Instagram and tag us.
And please remember to like and subscribe, share this with a friend. If you'd like to support us on Patreon, you can find that link in the description. Let's continue to build this fun community. We have follow our Instagram for future workshops in Toronto this year.
We have a plant medicine workshop in November. Privately DM us about that. We got Rhythm and Flow on December 9th. And what else do we got, Win?
I mean, check out my personal page because I have 6
Stand
shows
up.
this month. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
And I have green hair, so holler at your peeps.
Thanks so much for watching.
Love you guys. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please make sure to do that. And
Leave a review on Apple Music.
so helpful. You don't know how helpful it is just to tick that little 5 stars for us.
We don't even really know, so do it so we'll find out.
Great episode, Win.
Great episode.
I feel like if you guys watch this, you know us pretty intimately now.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Love you,
Ralphie's cute.
Disciplined stoners. The gateway drug to mindfulness.
Gateway drug to mindfulness. Let's roll one up and take a hit. Gateway drug to mindfulness. Let's roll.
Hey, Win!
Oh my. Yes.
We We got a new thing.
Oh, right. We need to tell you about our new thing.
Support the show now on Patreon, and get a bunch of private perks.